There was a massive Instagram glitch earlier this week where loads of people lost hundreds of followers or lost complete access to their accounts. Let me know in the comments if this happened to you. I ended up losing about 300 followers on one of my accounts. Since then, most of us seem to have regained access to our accounts or regained the followers that we lost. But when stuff like this happens, it always does make us hyper aware of what would happen if we lost our Instagram accounts. So today I wanted to share with you some tips and settings that you can edit in your Instagram account to keep your account safe and secure and protect it from hackers or other things going wrong. Keep watching to the end because I am going to be sharing some lesser known tips and things that are really important that you might not have heard of before. And as always, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I publish new videos every single week. So my first tip is the most obvious one, and that is to choose a strong password. Using something like password 123 or the name of your children or the name of your pets is not going to cut it anymore. My best advice would be to use a password manager like LastPass to create super secure strings of numbers and random characters that are long and basically impossible to guess. You can change your password if you go to your profile and then go to your settings. Head into security and this is where you can update it. And I'd also recommend changing this regularly, maybe once a month or once every couple of months, just to add that extra layer of security. My second tip, and this is imperative if you have not done this yet, and I would suggest doing this on all of your online accounts as well, not just on Instagram, and that is to set up two-factor authentication. This basically means that you're not just relying on your password as a way to log into your account. Two-factor authentication creates a second layer of security by sending you a verification code either from your phone, your mobile number, or on an authenticator app. And again, you can head into your profile, go to settings, go to security, and then set up two-factor authentication in there. While we're talking about accounts, you really want to make sure that your email account is super secure so that the email that you use to log into Instagram is secure as well. Usually email accounts will have some option for two-factor authentication as well. And if you are using Instagram as a business and it's connected to your Facebook business page, you want to make sure you've got that all set up and secure as well. Another potential way for hackers to get into your account is via third-party app connections. So this is where you sometimes authorize Instagram to connect with maybe your website to link it to your website or a scheduling tool to link it to that. And what you can do is head into your settings, go to security, and then go over to the apps that are connected to it. And here is where you can see a list of apps that are connected. You can remove access to them here, which is good practice to do for any of the ones you're not using anymore so that there's less risk on your account. If you think that you might have been hacked, you can actually go and check who has logged in and from where in your account settings again. So if you head into security, you can see your login activity, and if any of those look suspicious, you can say that it wasn't you, and then Instagram will log that person off. Another thing to look out for are emails about your Instagram account security that might have been sent to you by a hacker impersonating Instagram. So you might receive an email that looks like it's from Instagram asking you to reset your password or doing something like that, but it could actually be a potential hacker. What you can do if you receive one of these emails is actually head into your Instagram account, go to security, and head into emails from Instagram, and then you will be able to see a list of official emails that have actually been sent from Instagram. If the email that's in your inbox isn't listed on there, then that means it's fake. It's a scam. As well as that, if you find yourself receiving direct messages on the Instagram app from people that you maybe don't know, or even sometimes this happens with your friends or people that you do know on Instagram, there is a kind of out of the blue message that has a link in it and it doesn't specify what the link is, be very, very cautious about clicking that link, because your friend's account or the account that sent that to you could have been hacked, and then the hackers are sending you a link which makes your account vulnerable as well. So always be very cautious about following links in direct messages unless you're expecting to get a link from your friend or that account and there's context around what that is. If you're unsure, just don't click it. If you want to make sure you're not going to be receiving messages from people that you don't know that could be scams, what you can do is head into your privacy settings and then go to messages, and you can specify who you want to be able to contact you via direct message. You can also specify who you want to be able to add you to groups in direct messages as well, but you might have seen these messages floating around where it's a big group message and it's got a link in it. That is usually a scam. so you can edit your privacy to stop you receiving those. Another tip, which is more related to your own security when using the Instagram app, is to 1. Turn off your activity status in your account, and this will stop people from knowing when you're online and when you're not. I personally just like that as a security feature. I don't necessarily want people to know if I'm on my phone or if I'm not. And another thing is to head into your app settings on your phone, head to the location and turn off precise location. There was a whole thing on Instagram a few months ago where people realized that when they were creating an Instagram story or an Instagram post and tagging the location, it was actually giving people their exact home address because they had precise location turned on in their location settings. You definitely don't want that to happen as part of your own security, so definitely make sure that that setting is off. When we talk about security for other things like your website or your emails, for example, you'll usually see lots of advice about backing up your website and backing up your content so that you don't lose any of that data. And you can do the same thing on Instagram. So if you go into your settings, you can tap the Your Activity button and actually click to download your data and send a request. And Instagram will email you a download of your whole account content. It will be in a file format that you're not actually able to open yourself, but you will at least have a copy of that yourself so that if you were to ever lose your account and you needed to get in contact with Instagram to replace it, you could send them that file if you needed to. And my final point, which is really important for business owners, stop relying on Instagram for your business and your marketing. You never know when Instagram could glitch out and permanently do damage to what you've built on there. So getting rid of your followers, getting rid of your content, and even with all of these security steps, there is a very, very, very small chance that you could potentially lose your account to hackers or some other issue. And that's why it's really important to spread your business marketing out to different avenues that you actually have more control of. Rather than just focusing on building an Instagram account, you could look to send your Instagram followers to your email list. You own your email list, you have much more control over it, and so that's a more secure way of making sure that if Instagram does crash or delete any of your data, you still have a way of contacting your audience and getting in touch with them and promoting your business. I have loads of resources here on YouTube and also over on my blog and my podcast, all about other avenues of marketing such as email marketing, blogging, using other platforms like Pinterest, for example. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button here and go and check those out. I'll leave lots of links to other resources in the video description. Thanks so much for watching, and if you want to check out more Instagram related content, I'd recommend this video next.